you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry I look like this, but it's been a long day. My daughter's sick and anyway, just have to take care of her. But today I want to make it's kind of late, but I want to make a blueberry muffin recipe, and I'm going to use my In the Kitchen with David cookbook. I was really pleased with the lemon pound cake that came out of that book. So I want to try another recipe and I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm going to do it pretty quick. I'm just going to measure everything in advance, then mix it up and we'll bake it. The only thing is, he does say to use fresh blueberries in the book, but I only have frozen, so I'm going to mix them with some flour, so hopefully they won't sink to the bottom. So wish me luck. First off, I'll preheat my oven to 350. This makes 12 muffins, and it has a Streusel topping. So I have 3/4 of a stick of butter, and it's softened, a 1/4 cup of white sugar, granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, and then I have a 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And I love these measuring cups because it came with a 2/3 cup. I love that. So we're going to put that in, and then we're going to put a little bit of cinnamon. I guess if you didn't want cinnamon, you wouldn't have to add cinnamon. But we're just going to put 1 1/4 teaspoons, and so I'm just going to put a little bit extra right here, and that should do it. Instead of dirty in 2 spoons. And I'm just going to kind of mix this with a fork and make it crumbly. You could even probably use a pastry cutter or a mixer, actually, would work well. I could use my mixer for this. But I'm going to mix this up, crumble it up, make it look crumbly, and I'm going to set it to the side, and then we'll start on the muffin recipe. It looks like it's pretty crumbly, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I also want to show you something else. When I bake stuff, I always put it on an extra pan because, you know, that like streusel topping, that's going to drip off or whatever. But I'm going to use paper so I don't have to clean the pan that much. Okay, so now we can get started with the muffin recipe, and I have to decide how I'm going to mix it. So I'll be back. 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and I need about a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And I use that salted butter for my streusel topping. And I need some baking powder and baking soda. So we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. So that's all we need for the dry ingredients. So we'll set this aside. We're going to need the flour though to coat the blueberries with. So let me get the wet ingredients together, and let's mix this first. I'm sorry I'm all over the place today. Where's my favorite whisk? Here it is. It's my favorite. So we just mix that up. Okay, we'll move that to the side and let's do the wetting. Oh, here's my blueberries. They are frozen, and be careful when you touch them because they stain. I'm gonna put like 1, 2. See if that works. Like 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm just gonna give that a little mix. Give it a spin. Kind of coat all of them. This is supposed to prevent them from falling to the bottom, sinking to the bottom. But they're really pretty. That looks like enough flour. So I'm going to set these to the side for a second and get my wet ingredients. I have a 1/2 cup of sour cream here. I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. And 1/2 of a cup of, I'm using canola oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you prefer. Not olive oil though. And we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I have just a little bit left in this bottle. It's hard to get it all out. That's really close to 2 teaspoons. I just need 1 more drop. Just 1 more drop there. You know I love the vanilla. And 2 large eggs at room temperature. That's those. We need the zest of 1 lemon. I zested it and made it on the microplane. Sorry about the phone. And it says just the zest. I'm going to add just a pinch of the juice because I love the lemon flavor. I'm going to mix this. I'm not even going to use my mixer. I'm just going to use the whisk. Now my sour cream wasn't at room temperature. That should be okay. And we're just going to add the flour mixture. I feel like I'm forgetting something. And whisk that in. You could put banana, or I'm just going to stick with the blueberries for the first time I try this, but there's another recipe in here for peanut butter banana muffins. I want to try that. Okay, that looks good. I have a ton of dishes to wash. I dirty all the dishes lately when I cook. And I think now I'm just going to, I'm sure you just have to fold the blueberries in. Yeah. We'll just fold these in, give them one more stir, make sure they're coated. We're going to fold these in. Look at all that extra flour. I'm just going to use this spoon since I already dirtied it. And it's 3 cups of blueberries. I didn't measure them exactly. I just kind of guessed. But I had to open I bought 2 bags and I had to open both of them. Because you like, it depends on how many blueberries you want. But I love the lemon with the blueberry. And you don't really have to have the streusel topping. These would still be delicious, probably. And they're going to be a dark color because they are, the frozen ones got. So let's move over to the stove, and then we're going to use an ice cream scoop to scoop these into the cupcake liners. So we'll be back. Batter and my streusel topping. And my oven's been ready. So I'm just going to take a ice cream scoop and see how full that is. It might be a little bit too much. It may take a little bit longer to bake because my blueberries are frozen. You probably, I guess, I don't know if it matters if you use fresh or frozen, to be honest with you. And if they sink to the bottom, there's, I can still eat them. But you want them to be kind of even amounts in the cups so they'll bake evenly. It's really thick. So I'm going to scoop these, and then I'll show you how we sprinkle the streusel on top. They're pretty full, and look, I spilled right there, so I'm going to wipe that, because I don't like that stuff to burn on my pan, even though this is not the best pan. But I'm just going to take my hand and just sprinkle this on top. And I'm going to drop some too. It's probably going to, you can't help but get it on the pan. I'm kind of in a hurry, so it's a lot of streusel topping. I don't know if I'm going to use all of this. These are really full too. But the butter, streusel topping on the top is going to be really good. Because you know how I am about butter. I love good butter. And if you don't use all the streusel topping, you can save it for another recipe too. Because I don't think I'm going to use all of this. I'm putting quite a bit on there. leave out the cinnamon if you wanted to. If you wanted just the blueberry and lemon flavor. I think that's all I'm going to use. I really, like I said, I never made these before, so I really don't know. And I've actually never made Streusel top muffins before. I'm trying to coat cover the complete tops of them. This will be nice and crunchy. That looks good to me. It's messy though. It's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'll try to clean this up a little. We're gonna bake this for about 30 minutes. And when they come out, we'll show you what they look like. Just get out of the oven. I actually had to bake them a little bit longer. I think I ended up with more batter than you're supposed to somehow. But I did the toothpick test, and it's coming out clean. But I could put it on convection for about 5 minutes at 325 because I was tired of waiting on them. They were taking a long time. So hopefully they're not going to stick to the pan. I can get them out. I'm going to try to get them out and put them on a cooling rack. On the cooling rack, they're really soft, but they're really hot. I like them to be moist, so I'll make sure I didn't dry them out. Hopefully they're cooked all the way through. But the blueberries look like they're well dispersed. And we're going to let them cool, then we'll do a little taste test. Here's the blueberry muffins, and they're a little blue because I've mixed them up a lot. But there's the inside, the blueberry, there's a lot of blueberries. And that I taste them, just that little bit of lemon zest, and it's so good. These, I think, are the best blueberry muffins I've ever had. They're so moist. And I could have used all the streusel topping, but it kind of fell off anyway, a lot of it. But I usually like to put butter on these, but they don't even need it. It's just that little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of lemon, and just packed full of blueberries. So if you like blueberry muffins, please give this recipe a try. I love that cookbook. I'm going to make more recipes from it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And you have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye.